as we've learned from I've learned about our experience at Covenant House and its connection to mercy is one is you gotta beg for it. You gotta need it. You gotta know it. Only often when we're on our knees. And I remember the two boys, they came to me, they had lost their mother and they got disconnected to their mom. I was a young worker and I was on the phone and I found her. So I felt like, look at me, right? Getting full of myself again. Very dangerous when you do that, by the way, because you know it's coming, right? And it came, and she said, yeah, I'm their mother, and I don't want to talk to them, and I don't want to see them. You take care of them. And she hung up. So I got two boys in the lounge waiting for me to find, and I got to go and tell them that their mother doesn't want them. I found myself on my knees in the bathroom with my head on the sink saying, how do you do this? How do I do this? And I got to get out of the way and rely and trust on his mercy that endures forever. If you can hold that, if you can stand in that faith, you can be an agent of love and of mercy. You can get out of the way, as I did, shared with them, wrapped around them, wiped tears, wiped despair, saw their anger, and stood there in it, praying unceasingly. That's all I could do. And I got degrees, and I got the counseling. I read more books than you guys than's out on those bookshelves, which is a lot of books out there. Holy mackerel, right? Did you see that? Which is beautiful. Read a lot. There's no answer for that. There's just God's mercy. You find yourself on your knees saying, how do you deal with the pain and the suffering of that? And you have to rely on the faithfulness that our loving God is in this too. So we have to ask for God's mercy. We have to beg for it. Because in begging, you know you really need it. And I think that's what Bishop said so brilliantly, that there's a complacency. You're not complacent at Covenant House because you're overwhelmed with the suffering and pain. You're forced to your knees. And maybe that's why we're called to work with the poor. Maybe that's why St. Francis spent so much time with the poor and that's what he was taught. I don't know. As I told you, I don't know. I'm a kid from Queens just trying to do what I do. So we have to beg for God's mercy. We beg at Covenant House as the 5,000 young people will come this year. And I'm afraid to say that's not getting less.